happens with his wife, where they both give up the ghost on this unexpected day, and I wonder if they had any regrets. Because they're in the church, they're probably saved, we're going to see them in heaven, we'll maybe get to ask them why or what really happened or give us more details, but I wonder if they had family members that they had yet to preach the gospel to. I wonder if they had any regrets about their ministry or unfinished business, unfinished ministry, things that they wanted to do that they failed to do because they were in the flesh for a moment, and it was so grievous to the Holy Spirit said, you know what? I'm bringing you home. That's a sin unto death. I'm going to bring you home. I'm going to end your life. You're going to give up the ghost. Of course, the ghost went to heaven, I believe. I believe they were saved. But what I want to talk about today is when you die, will there be a casket full of regrets and unfinished business? When your body is laying in that casket and your family is staring at it and your friends are staring at it and you're looking down on them, looking at you, are you going to say, man, I just wish I could go back and do a few things different? I wish I could have invested my time a little bit different, my money a little bit different. I wish I could have invested in people more instead of do the things that I had done. I preached this sermon today. I want to help you just take a perspective that we need to avoid wasting our life and avoid wasting our time on the wrong things. It is so easy to have the wrong priorities and not even realize it because you're caught up in the moment or you get excited about possessions or things. If you read your daily proverb, I provoke you to read your daily proverb every single day. Add it to your reading. But if you read yours today in Proverbs 16, verse 3, it says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Everything you set your hand to do, you need to say, God, help me to not forget to glorify you in this. But that's just some menial task, working at home, out working for a boss, working for a customer. It's no big deal. I've done this before. It doesn't matter. Look for opportunities to invest in eternal things in your daily walk. Make sure your priorities are spiritual things. For us to have a successful Christian life, we need to commit our work right now. Commit our lives to God and have a desire. Ask the Lord to reveal to us how we can glorify Him through all things that we do. Because one day we're going to run out of time. But now, if we will visualize our goals and through the Holy Spirit ask the Lord, where would you like me to be? What is my race? What is my course? How do I know when I'm close to the finish line? And focus on those things and commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. The Lord will go with you. He'll encourage you. He'll direct you. He'll lead you. He'll guide you. And again, if you're laying on your deathbed, you're probably going to have a whole lot of regrets. Boy, I sure wish I didn't do that one thing. I wish I didn't waste so much time in that one area. I wish I had spent more time in another area. And I'm sure all of us, if we get to the deathbed, right? Ananias and Sapphira, they didn't make it to the deathbed, did they? They just gave up the ghost. Whoa. What if that happened to you today? I'm sure you would have regrets. I know I would. I'm sure I would feel, hey man, there's unfinished business. I really want to get some stuff done this year and for the rest of my life. And what am I doing now, today, to accomplish those things? But if you're laying in a deathbed, I'm sure we would all have regrets, unfinished business. So how can we better use our time now? I want you to go to Acts chapter 12. Go to Acts chapter 12. Go ahead a few verses. If you ask the average person what shortcomings they wish they could fix, and I read a few articles this week as I've been meditating on this about, deathbed regrets or regrets of the elderly, things you wish you could fix. It seems like resolving family problems was one of the biggest things. I wish I hadn't held that grudge. I wish I had said, I'm sorry. I wish I had said, I love you. That seems like one of the biggest things. Now, I'm just talking about the average person. These articles were not written about Christians, right? But we're still in the flesh, so these things apply to us. Not resolving family problems. Another was not taking care of your body. Eating better now, exercising now instead of putting that off. How many of us know what it takes to live healthy and eat healthy and don't really apply it? Well, I know. I could tell you the pesticides. I could tell you about the organics. I could tell you about the GMOs. Yeah, what are you eating? What's on your plate? Well, just a little leaven, right? Well, so why don't we invest our time now? Another big one is not working so much. In fact, I think this is probably the main one. This is the biggest one, is not working so much, because if you spend all your time focused on work, you're losing time that you could focus on your friends, your family, and of course the world, the flesh would say, or a vacation. I wish I'd taken more vacations. Now look, if you're on your deathbed and you're numbering your regrets, you're looking back 40 years saying, I wish I had taken more vacations and didn't work so much. Well, that's the you that's done with life. That's not the you that's in the middle of the mortgage and in the middle of trying to get it through the day. You know what I mean? So obviously, in retrospect, we can always correct ourselves. But what are we doing now? What are we focused on now? What are we trying to accomplish and investing our life in now? Often people talk about a bucket list, like the list of things I want to do before I kick the bucket. And almost everybody that has one, it's like climb this mountain, go to this beach, ski this slope, right? It's something like I want to go see, I want to go do. And not that that's inherently wrong. I mean, the Lord has given us all of His creation to enjoy. But those aren't really spiritual goals. These are fleshly things most of the time that people say, that's what I want to accomplish before I die. Well, what if you had asked a lifelong soul winner, a successful soul winner, while on their deathbed, well, do you have any regrets? I imagine they still would. They're still in the flesh. They're a human being just like us. But what if a Christian, a successful Christian, is still going to have regrets? So what if you're just a mediocre Christian? I'm sure you would have more. But even a successful Christian, you say, well, what do you regret? Is there anything you look back on, you say, yeah, that one I let get away. That one time, I knew I was supposed to speak, I was supposed to open my mouth and preach the gospel, and in the flesh I felt ashamed or uncomfortable, or I didn't know how they'd receive it. I was sure they wouldn't hear it from me. Old me, they know who I am. No! Man, even the best soul winners, the best Christians, when they get to the end of their life, they probably look back at those opportunities. They say, why, Lord? I'm so sorry. Why didn't I speak up while I could? Not reading the Bible enough. Every good man of God, every Christian probably could say, yeah, I don't read it enough. Unless you're reading 12 hours a day, you probably could say, yeah, I wish I could read it more. I wish I could learn more and be filled more and understand more. And I believe even some of the best soul winners that have ever lived, when they got to the end of their life, they probably say, I wish I could have meditated more and learned more so I could apply more and be more successful. The missed opportunities of spending time with your family and teaching them the Bible. I think that'll be one of the biggest ones. I think that's one of the biggest, where you just feel uncomfortable about telling a family member they're either not right or they're not saved, or maybe going out of your way to spend time with your children, reading the Bible when you've got other things on your mind, you've got work on your mind, and you just have to put all that away and try to focus on them.